Shalom, shalom. Welcome to Supporting Yah's Cornerstone. My name is Heshra, and that name means moved by Yah. So in this video, I'm continuing my book and magazine series called What Have I Read? And where I'll just share books, mostly books and magazines that I've read that I've really enjoyed over the years. And hopefully maybe some of them you'll consider helpful to you and your family and consider reading. But now I'm going to talk about the magazine American Legacy. So how I discovered the magazine American Legacy was they used to have free issues available at our public library. So before that, I had never even heard of the American Legacy magazine and had no idea that I recall of what it was, I don't think. But I think that's where I first saw it, if I remember correctly, is in the public library. And so I started to pick them up and I found out it's called American Legacy, the magazine of African American history and culture. And so I wish that I used to have a nice collection of them saved, but I'm not sure what happened with that. But so I only could find this one that I had, and it was from 2007. But it's like a history magazine of our people, for the most part, of Hebrew Israelite people. And when I say Hebrew Israelite people, in the sense of our people's history, from slavery on up. Okay, so like covering the civil rights era and things like that too. So I'm not sure if this magazine is being currently published now, but it's called American Legacy, the magazine of African American history and culture. And I remember it used to have some pretty interesting historical articles in it concerning our people's history here. And of course they would do articles concerning when we were in Africa too. But just to share with you a few of the articles that's in this particular issue, one of them is The Man Behind the Headlines. Robert S. Abbott reshaped the African American press with his Chicago Defender. So you can see that picture. Another article is Bittersweet Homecoming. A shared ancestry brings together a South Carolina woman and her kinsman in Sierra Leone. And so it shows a picture of her with, I guess it seems she found some of her family's descendants or some of her family's relatives in Africa. And I just want to give you a little example of some of the articles that's just in this issue. Beyond the beaches, the Caribbean islands hold a wealth of African heritage. And this article is about the senator from Mississippi. And I may be pronouncing his name wrong, but Blanche Bruce, elected during the storms of Reconstruction. Blanche Kelso Bruce had to negotiate political and racial rapids. And then it looks like they did a series in this issue of African American men or Hebrew Israelite men, men of honor and distinction. American Legacy magazine proudly presents its first annual Men of Honor and Distinction Awards. And so another article is Ambassadors to Africa and the World. In 1957, Ghana gained its independence, and thanks to Frida and Jacob Henderson's fledgling travel agency, a small group of Black Americans were on hand for the celebration. 50 years later, Henderson Travel is sending new generations abroad. And see, I had never heard about them before. So, it's neat. Lastly, there's an article here, and it's entitled In Norway with Dr. King. In Norway with Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm not sure how many people knew he had even been to Norway. Yeah, but this magazine is called American Legacy, the magazine of African American history and culture. And like I said, I'm not sure if it's still in print because so many things have been transferred over to the internet. I'm not sure it's even still in print. But I remember during the years, over the years, I really enjoyed reading it. And it was always a good bit of interesting historical articles in it. And I thought it was interesting to have a magazine that was like historical in the way that this was, especially as it pertained to our people. Even though it covered a short, really what would be a short time span, but it was always some interesting articles in there and interesting things to know concerning the history of our people here in the United States. That some things I wasn't aware of and like that, but it may be something you can look up if you're interested in it. It's a magazine that I know I enjoyed through the years that I got it. I think I even subscribed to it at one point. But thank you for your time. I hope this was helpful to you in some way. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and please share the channel with others. My goal is to be as helpful as I can, and so I hope by sharing what I've read, maybe some of these things you would consider that you might like to read also, and share with your family. Shalom, shalom.